Question 2. This question is about forces and space. Choose words from this box to complete the sentences below. Each word can be used once or not at all. So immediately we have to remember that we will not be using all the words. Okay? Because we can use any word only once, but we might not even use it at all. So let's start with the first one. Every force has an something and something force. So if we go through the word bank, the words that make sense would be equal, so we're going to strike it out, and opposite. Number 2. We measure forces in units called something. Now the only units we have in the word bank are joules, kilograms, and newtons. Now joules is used to measure energy. Kilograms is used to measure mass, which leaves us with newtons. Newtons are the units that forces are measured in. Number 3. The Earth is kept in orbit around the Sun because of the only forces we have in the word bank are either thrust, but that doesn't really apply to this case, electrostatic force, again, doesn't really apply, gravitational force, weight, magnetism, and friction. In this case, the answer here is gravitational force. It is gravity that keeps the Earth orbiting around the Sun. When a falling object reaches the ground, it stops moving. This means that the forces acting on it are now the only two words that can describe a force in the word bank are either balanced or unbalanced. Whenever we have unbalanced forces, that will cause the object to either accelerate or decelerate. Now if it has completely stopped moving, then the forces must be balanced. Number 5. The relationship between mass and gravity results in an object. Now we can get this from an equation that we know. Mass multiplied by gravity will give us weight. Number 6 for question 2. If a car is accelerating, the blank must be greater than the air resistance. And in this case, the word we are looking for is thrust. So if a car is accelerating, the thrust must be greater than the air resistance. Question 3. This question is about space. A. Write the names of the planets in our solar system in order of distance from the Sun. So here we must write down the planets starting from the closest to the Sun and going to the furthest from the Sun. Now to remember the planets in order, I suggest you use this mnemonic. So we'll start off with the mnemonic. Now if we remember this sentence, this is going to make it very easy to remember the planets one after the other. If we take the first letter of each of these words, we get the first letter of the name of the planets. So the first M stands for Mercury, then we have Very, so the V there stands for Venus, E stands for Earth, the second M stands for Mars. Now make sure you don't mix up Mars with Mercury because both of them start with the letter M. But as a sort of hint, Mi starts with an M and ends with Y, the same as Mercury starts with an M and ends with Y. So the J stands for Jupiter, the S for Saturn, the U for Uranus, and the N for Neptune. Remember, Pluto is not a planet. It is a dwarf planet, not a planet. Question 3b. The planets are kept in orbit by the Sun's gravitational force. Write the two factors that increase this force. Now for this force to increase, you can either increase the mass of the objects that are attracting each other. This will cause the gravitational force between them to increase. Or else you can decrease the distance between them. Question 3c. Give a reason why Pluto is no longer classified as a planet. The main reason here is that it has not cleared the neighborhood around its orbit.